Hi, good evening. I'm glad to have the opportunity to talk with everyone about one of my favorite songs. It's actually part of a musical uh, called Les Miserables. It's the epilogue slash finale from the musical, which is sung by the full cast. For those who don't know, Les Miserables is a musical based on the French novel of the same name written by Victor Hugo in the 19th century. The music was written by Claude Michael Schoenberg, and the musical itself is the second longest running musical in the world. But the story is the story of Jean Valjean, a French peasant who steals a loaf of bread to feed his sister's child and is arrested and sentenced to 19 years in prison. Once he's released, he chooses to break his parole to give himself a chance at a better life without being haunted by the conditions of the parole. And eventually he rises up to become the mayor of the town and adopts the daughter of another character who uh, gives him custody of her child with her dying breath. And time passes, and his daughter marries a young revolutionary taking part in the French student revolution, and he's rewarded for his kindness that he's shown to other characters during the musical, and the epilogue finale sings the message of the play. If you haven't seen the musical, it's definitely something worth watching, and the Broadway cast recordings likely still floating around the YouTube. Definitely worth a listen if you have a chance. But now that you know the context of the song, onto the song itself. For me personally, the song means a lot. It means a lot to the characters, and it's influential to a lot of people who listen to the music from the musical. I'm going to give a brief disclaimer. I grew up listening to musicals and musical numbers. My grandmother would play musical songs on the piano. We'd go watch local theater performances of musicals and listen to them on CD. So my parents still have recordings for multiple musicals as far as I know, but growing up, one of them was often playing at our house for much of the year. But listening to the lyrics brings up a lot of happy memories for me. I used to pretend to sing along to the musicals. We'd play board games while the music was playing, and so on. But more importantly, the song is very important to the characters. The song starts with the main character Valjean on his deathbed believing he's dying alone, which is his original plan. But one by one, the characters who have passed on before him greet him to bless him, along with his daughter and son-in-law, who come to pay their final visit, realize that he slipped away to go on his deathbed. And so he's led away to heaven while the other characters sing of a new world, a world where all their suffering is no more and love remains. The miserable are now the blessed. And just looking at some of the lyrics for this, they're just really powerfully written. Part of the lyrics reference earlier songs in the musical, such as Bring Me Home, and then the music swells and it goes on to, let me pull up the lyrics. Okay, and then the music swells. Come with me, where chains will never bind you, all your grief at last behind you. Lord in heaven, look down on him in mercy. Forgive me all my trespasses and take me to your glory. Take my hand and lead me to salvation. Take my love, for love is everlasting. And remember the truth that once was spoken, to love another person is to see the face of God. And then those who passed on in the battle join. Do you hear the people sing, lost in the valley of the night? It is the music of a people who are climbing to the light. For the wretched of the earth, there is a flame that never dies. Even the darkest night will end and the sun will rise. And there's more to that, of course, but just very powerful lyrics, and the lyrics end up addressing the audience, just calling them to also stand up, that even if there's miserable now, there is hope in the future, and that they are to take courage and live in that hope that one day that they will no longer be suffering, and that they will be rewarded for all the good that they've done. And so it's just a very inspiring song. And I'd say finally, the song is a fitting conclusion that many people have enjoyed listening to for years. It summarizes and highlights a musical that many people have loved for nearly 40 years now. The music is the capstone to one of the best, most popular musicals in the world. And I think that is it. Thank you so much, and give the song a listen, and have a wonderful night. Bye.